you hear the clattering of hardened clay hitting the ground. A creature leaps into the room, slams into the ground in front of you, assumes a pose while drawing two blades. Sir Dunstan is here to issue in a new age of fear. He slams his blades into the ground.
Are they all obnoxious?
Hundreds of years of waiting, and that's the best rhyme you could come up with. As he does his dynamic entrance, I snap my fingers and summon an imp.
Colfus looks over at you. Yeah, no, emotions. They might have taken him out for a reason. I don't know. I'm just glad that there's a Silk Age Golem here. He's absolutely fascinating. Dunstan whirls his blades around. Let's cut with the chit-chat and get to the split-splat.
I take a step forward and sweep my cloak to one side. Colfus, you can have the spare parts once we're done with it.
The General Golem rushes into battle, taking the initiative. It sweeps forward, attacking the trio of Ash, Gregor, and Colfus. Multiple arms swing from its chest. Blades.
That's more arms than I have.
Blades lashing at each of you.
Keeping my blade steady in an attempt to parry any attacks that might come my way, I leap backwards, careful not to slam myself against the wall or the chests and trip and generally make a fool of myself.
You gracefully dodge out of the way. Colfus hits the dirt, and then does not get up.
Is he okay?
Gregor, you manage to parry his sword strikes. He does not manage to connect. You manage to parry his attacks using your glaive.
Yeah, spin, spin, spin faster!
I'm going to reach down and just kind of grab my imp by the scruff of his neck.
Oh man, what are you gonna do with that, Marcus?
Oh, you'll see, Varandir.
Oh man.
Imp, I want you to go for his... I want you to find out if he has any eyes.
Doesn't have any eyes.
And then I want you to
no
go
eyes.
No eyes. Get into his armor and maybe lock up one of his joints. Your sacrifice.
Oh man, that makes me get crushed instantly.
I throw my imp at him.
The imp perfectly lands atop his shoulder pad, climbs under, you hear a grinding sound. Oh man, that was great!
Okay, plan B. Raise a hand, congeal an Eldritch Blast, take a step forward, and plant it in Dunstan's chest.
The material that composes his chest plate pulses, as if sending the blast outwards. There's a loud sound of an impact as his shoulder pads vibrate. You see no damage to his chest.
Gregor.
Uh-huh.
Can you attempt to sever the shoulder plates?
I can attempt.
That's all I can hope for. I take a step behind Gregor. I put my hand on his back and run a charge through him.
Feel tingly. Good tingly. Feeling all tingly and good, I charge forward, attempting to pry both shoulder pads off of this guy at once.
You slam your glaive sideways into the man, as if you were vigorously handing it to him. You then extend your arm upwards, causing the base and blade of it to connect with the shoulder pads. You kick off the ground, rise into the air. You hear a pop as both shoulder pads fly from the creature.
Sometimes the handle is the best blade.
Try again, try again.
Now I'm satisfied with that.
Okay. And, alright. Good job, though. Good job with detaching the shoulder pads.
I turn around and give a thumbs
Keep
up.
your eyes on the enemy!
Just as that happens, the creature swings his blade down through Gregor's shoulder blade. It cuts deep into his chest.
Oh my. Oh no.
Colfus rushes forward, bracing the creature with his golem arm. Gregor, you doing okay?
My pupils dilate, taking up the vast majority of my eye space. One of my horns grows larger than the other.
The other turns into a tentacle.
My hair becomes a darker shade of blonde. Like, face frozen in a look of blissful stupidity. I raise both my hands ahead of me and make a very small, very dark black ball in the middle of them. I take a step forward and place it gingerly against Dunstan's exterior. Detonating.
The ball digs into him, eating through his armor. It appears to be a black hole, eating away at all matter, until it rapidly changes form. First a cat, then a bear, then a sign, then a tree, then another golem.
Then a cat again.
The ball rapidly expands outwards, forcing the golem apart. Its rapidly changing shape finally devolves, splitting into a million plastic balls. They slide along the floor, then melt, converting into different colors of jelly.
I think I'm hallucinating.
In the depths of Fort Vilebrand, Marcus's eyes snap open, focusing on a familiar golem on the far side of the room. Sir Dunstan points. Finally awake! Marcus has returned! He springs out of the room.
Out of the surreal frying pan that is my mind into some sort of fire.
He has Ash slung over his shoulder.
God, put me down, Dunstan! Dunstan!
Delivered as promised. He sprints away. Colfus wanders over to you. Oh, Marcus, I mean, his chancellorship. He hands you a ball of twine. Your rosary, my liege. He nods. Takes a step back.
It's all right, Colfus.
Thank you, Colfus.
Marcus, don't play along.
Ash, I can't help.
He's awake now.
I can't help if some people are more in awe of my abilities than others. Colfus, I will treasure this.
I roll my eyes and shake my head.
Blessed be, brother.
Blessed be.
Well, gonna keep upgrading my prize, Silk Age Golem.
So he's yours now.
Oh yeah, I set this guy free.
And he's been parading around this fort, shouting and posing and generally just throwing sequins and sparkles everywhere.
Yeah, I was a little bit terrified when I first woke up, but he seems quite jovial now.
Joviality may be turned up a little too high. Keeps breaking everything like the other golems. We had him pick up Gregor once, he dropped him.
Speaking of Gregor. Hey buddy, how you doing?
Papa?
Huh, not so good.
Sir Dunstan's super strong. Those hit by my sword slashes won't last long. He sprints away.
What are those?
A month, Marcus, of that.
Must have come a long way in a month. That was
And
rollicking.
Sing me a lullaby, Uncle Dunstan.
In the distance, you hear a stone clacking and something tearing.
Hold up, do you hear that? It's like my eyes glaze over. It's like violins. There's so
I
many
smack
of them.
Marcus.
Ooh.
Keep it here. Stay here.
Like a
Colfus yells,
boom, boom,
Dunstan,
boom.
defensive mode. He sprints to Gregor, forming a cage around him, miming different motions, keeping Gregor from moving in a direction.
There's no escape, Gregor. Let's go, Ash.
Sir Dunstan trips and stumbles.
I step up to the gate. Does it give whenever I try and open its mechanism?
It moves a little bit. It'll take a little more force than that, though.
I step aside Dunstan, and I pull Gregor aside.
He kicks through the gate. The gate swings on its hinges. It is now more than open.
Alright, that'll do. I just hope we don't have to hold ourselves up here or anything.
Henrietta.
I start dragging him away.
Hey now, nope, Gregor's still in there.
Gregor's going to be
I
fine.
don't know about that.
Sir Dunstan! Sir Dunstan slams down in the middle of the golems.
Sir Dunstan, you hurt me pretty bad.
Let's hope it doesn't happen again! You are held close to his body, and he sprints through the golems, knocking them all out of the way.
We're getting out of here.
I guess this is where we run.
Marcus, the golems are trying to eat you.
Well, obviously. Did you just get here?
Where can we even run that's safe from these things?
Well, Vern made his escape down one of those holes, so I'm gonna do the same.
With my left hand, I grab Marcus.
Oh, come
no.
on. He said he wasn't
We're
mad.
going to the ocean.
The ocean? My eyes glaze over. And I take several steps out towards this gate. I lick my finger, hold it into the air, and then thrust it into the soil. I listen intently to the sound of the wind.
Hey Marcus, man. Finding the ocean's not hard, man. You have to find the ocean of the soul first. The ocean of the soul, just up north.
Where's the ocean of my...
You'll be fine.
Marcus, I already mapped out this entire
ocean's to the
area.
north.
I know where the ocean is.
But to find it, we must first find the ocean of the soul.
Oh my.
Ugh. Dunstan, through the gate.
He slams through the gate. Gregor first.
I seethe through gritted teeth and hobble after them.
Your group sprints through the trees, following Marcus's intuition, but more likely Ash's guidance.
The north! The ocean of my soul calls to me!
Behind you, through the trees, you hear smashing as an incredibly large golem pursues.
To the north faster!
Gregor is now riding Sir Dunstan on his back.
Onward! Come on, let's loop around for a joust.
Don't!
Right on it, Master Gregor! You continue running, passing through a clearing, and finally reaching the ocean.
I knew it!
I shoulder past Marcus, tromping onto the dock. What the? I glare at Thog.
You.
Just then, from the woods, the largest of golems continues its pursuit. Thog turns around and addresses you. Oh, you guys.
Guys, back up just a bit, if you would be so kind. Golem's coming.
Golem?
And not
Where-
this one.
Everybody shuffle up.
My golem.
Thog, is this your boat?
Yeah, so I assume you're here to,
We're taking it.
What?
I jump into Thog's boat.
You heard her. Him.
Marcus, now's not the time.
The golem slams down on the pier.
I Eldritch blast the dock beneath its feet.
It collapses into the water.
I cast mending on the dock?
The dock forms around it. It struggles.
Okay,
I
guys.
try and untie the rope
hurry up.
docking the boat to the water with my left hand. Colphus, Gregor, can somebody just give me a hand here?
No, you're not taking this boat.
I've got.
Get on
I've
the
got your
boat.
back.
We can all share.
I can tell plain as day me and Dunstan won't fit on this boat.
Sir Dunstan.
And, we're kind of at capacity without the without the help here, so, it was a pleasure working with you two. I was fond of your bats.
As he's talking to them, I kind of put myself between the boat and the dock and start shoving us off.
Colphus.
Wait,
Colphus.
wait, what are you doing?
Colphus will be fine.
It was a pleasure working with you, Ash. Marcus, I feel like I got to know you and about a dozen other yous during the last month.
I feel that too. I stick my hand out.
He shakes it. The golem continues to struggle up the dock.
I meet eyes with Colphus and nod. You're not so bad, Colphus.
Same to you, Ash. Gregor, stay safe.
What's going on? Dunstan,
The boat moves away from the dock.
I forgive you.
Remember, Gregor, you always gotta dream big. Dunstan poses. He and Colphus assume battle position. The two thugs yell to Thug, "Our money! What about our payment?" Thug turns away. Thug directs you to his ship. You row away from the pier, witnessing the battle unfold. Then, for but a moment, Marcus witnesses a familiar figure, giving him the thumbs up.
My eyes widen, and I point my own thumb skyward. That mustache.
You row into the distance, leaving Altrea behind. Hopefully forever. As you pass the drawbridge, you feel a sudden burst of killing intent. Something's above you.
The sun?
With an impact and a wave of muck, something that was on top of the gate comes crashing down with a Suddenly,
Marcus jumps back.
multiple blades are held to your throat, but you all roll out of the way immediately because you're all extremely panicked, it seems.
Sir Dunstan.
Oh, it's Dunstan. Okay. Whew.
Gate
It's okay,
guarding's
it's
my
okay, Mark, man.
job. How about trying the doorknob? Dunstan motions directly next to him. There's a large, distinct knob that's tied to some sort of pulley system. It reads "Twist for service."
Okay.
Good to see ya.
Do my non-eyes deceive? Have you come back to meve? Dunstan gets down on one knee and reaches out both of his gigantic golem arms to Gregor.
It's us. We're back. I move in for a hug.
I didn't know you had such a big other big friend. Good job.
the situation impacts on Marcus. Dear God, we're back. Dear gods, we're back.
Would you say that twice, man?
It felt important to hit that note, okay? It's
I mean, you
it's
said
only
it, but now
fully
it's
impacting on me now.
really sinking in. Speaking of which, I think we're getting shorter.
Yes, I believe we are literally sinking into the fort swamp.
Should we move or?
Oh yeah, no, that's
Please come
hello,
inside, my
Dunstan?
friends. Dunstan motions behind him. Kira's already in the doorway, way ahead of you, man. Also, I'm happy that I'm considered a friend through communicative properties, you know? Is this how it works, Marcus?
Yeah, no, that's absolutely how it works. Yep.
Is this what they call networking?
I'm gonna say yes. Yeah, you write that down in your book. This is networking.
Gregor, I'm networking.
Be as friends with as many.
Hey, we're hanging out.
Dunstan claps a great big clay hand on your back, Gregor. Your entire body starts. Fury turns around and watches you getting clapped on the back by the giant golem. I'm happy to know that you're friends with some sort of, She stares at it. Oh yeah, that's a robot. It's definitely a robot.
No,
right?
no.
Yeah,
That's
it's
not
a
a
robot.
robot.
Yeah,
That
that's
is
a
a
robot.
golem. It's a
An artificial construct. It's created from part of. Yeah, I think that's a robot. Like, I'm just gonna take that down a note.
Okay. It already has a name.
Kier begins to write in his own notebook, then reaches over and begins to scrawl in Fury's monster manual robot as well.
Okay, hold on. Gregor interferes.
No, sorry. This is the world of hard and fast editing. Get used to it or die trying.
Oh, the people who misunderstand pseudo-magical constructs. Dunstan does not help the issue by singing along as he wanders. So Dunstan's from the future, that's just the way it is. Now if you're gonna fight me, I'm gonna mess up your knees. He wanders past you.
He will do it.
Yeah, didn't he almost kill you, Gregor?
What's a niz? Should I be
really
worried?
hard? I'm not sure. A mispronunciation of knees, perhaps?
Dunstan wanders around the corner, clattering against everything.
Marcus rounds the corner, cautiously grabbing his kneecaps.
Inian slaps herself in the face. Okay, moving on. Gregor! Please tell me the golems weren't the beginning and the end of the plan. I love the golems. Seriously, they're wonderful. Especially that big one back there. She points at the big one. Wow, that one actually does look relatively cool.
Yeah, he can really hurt some fellows.
Bring the pill! I think he's trying to say that, yeah, he hurts people. Kirsa's
Yeah.
taking a step away.
Yeah, real bad. So,
But I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of running, especially through like swampy stuff. Are there gonna be swamps, or can we negotiate an alternative?
I call Dunstan back.
Welcome to. You arrive at the tortured word.
Marcus peels himself off of Dunstan's back with a yawn. I slept like a baby. How'd you get so nurturing, Dunstan?
This may come as a surprise, but I sing till Kophis closes his eyes.
Oh, that's adorable. I think I might have misjudged you initially.
So now that we're in shitbog Karavia, I feel like we should take stock of exactly what we've got. We've got a bunch of golems, and I am not going to undersell the golems. The golems are great because I don't need to feel bad when they die. They're lesser life. She stares
Okay,
over
don't
at Dunstan.
Say that too loud in front of.
You talking to me? Don't forget, Dunstan used to be a man. He's the bearer of a long and sordid history.
Which we would love to hear in full at some point.
The legend begins. A star
not right now.
falls. Nebulous blaze. Dunstan captures it all. I like this guy.
Oh, he's a hoot.
I turn around, give a wink to my posse, and raise my glaive.
His attack fully charged. Kirlos hefts his crossbow, swinging it up, catching the bridge of it with his other hand, feeling the full great weight of it. He steadies it, aiming it at you. Gregor, it was short, but this was the best deathmatch I've ever had. This is goodbye. Suddenly, from behind, you hear a roar. It touches down on your back for a moment, pushing you to the ground, leapfrogging off, flying forward in the split of a second before Kirlos can fire, the clay monstrosity hits him and flies into the distance.
Gregor lands with a thud on the ground, his finger firmly against the side of his nose, staring at Vern.
Skeletons are unrelated to the smell! He quickly shouts, a portal springing open on the battlefield, depositing a very mangy pile of bones immediately in front of you. Meanwhile, in a far, far away place, two individuals scream at each other while hurtling through the air. Ah! Ah! They slam through tree after tree after tree. Exactly 32 seconds before the red-tinged Armageddon touched down at the glaive point of the snake, Kirlos and Dunstan flew, interlocked backwards through yet another layer of trees. Kirlos, with a painful motion enabled only through multiple brush-laden impacts, managed to force his hands free of the golem's grip. In each, he held a crossbow bolt, driving them downwards into the golem's inner workings. With a pop, Dunstan's arms, protected only by his thin pauldrons, popped and struggled against the newly introduced bolts. With a clatter, he released Kirlos, who spun backwards through the air along with the golem. Both made impressive skid marks through the brush, resting in a forgotten clearing of the Banlands. Clenched between Kirlos' knees in a vice-like steel was the legendary crossbow Dr. Shoots. Still primed with the wicked arrow, Kirlos hoisted the crossbow to eye level and fired off the forbidden shot. The bolt divided the sky in two, screeching towards its target, the very location he'd just traveled from. A peerless shot, an unequaled feat of archery. Before the leaves even had time to settle, Kirlos set his feet and took off back into the woods, leaving the malfunctioning golem behind him, aware that his shot had already met its mark.
Dog, you said you had a third applicant?
Yeah, this is, from something called a Sir Dunstan.
Oh, Dunstan?
What? Yeah.
He's alive?
Yeah. I don't know what this is.
Don't blow the whistle. What you saw what Colvin you saw what Colvin did to the bar. Dunstan will do worse.
You hear just
Let's
Oh god.
just file that one away and we can make that decision later, I think.
Okay, I'll put it in the fucking filing cabinet.
Marcus hits the ground hard.